Mm. Honey, shush. Nicholas, what's going on, dude? How we doing? Let's see. Double voice. What grows more power? Do I still have double voiced? What's up, Blake? Hmm. I wonder what it is. Hang on. Let me see. You don't hear it? Oh, good, good, good. So, I think my phone. I'm taking your advice, Nicholas. I have my phone in front of me, so I don't have to keep turning to the left to look at my monitor. And I think that was maybe picking up voice, but I don't know how it would have because I think I'm just viewing it. I don't know. Who knows? How we doing tonight, though? Sorry, I joined your I joined your stream earlier, but unfortunately I don't speak Portuguese, so I was like hanging out for a bit, and then I just wanted to say hello, and then I jumped out. I went to put the kids to bed. I probably should have checked to see if there was a way that I could translate it in YouTube. I don't know. Let's see. Wither skeleton inside a chest. It's like just a skeletal spirit. I can't stand the seams on this model, but like a weird skeleton ghost skull coming out. Can't have auto. Yeah. One day it'll be there. How'd you guys do though? Did you have like a local audience? This model has such bad seams, dude. It's an older model, that's why. I mean, I could have fixed it. I didn't have the patience to sit there and like file and refit it. Just make it up with the paint. Nicholas, what was the premise of the stream, though? I was able to make out a few words. Crispy, I heard. And I heard, uh, unsolicited advice. What was it? That's what was in English. Oh, that's awesome. Very good. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live tonight, but I built these models like an hour ago, and then primed them, and I was like, yeah, I'll do a little bit. This is a... Here, let's take a look. It is called Mortalis Terminexus. The Mortalis Terminexus. They just see my lexicon. It's a Shaishian predatory endless spell composed of spectral hourglass of fate, standing on a column of spectral energy. This spell can... Blah, 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 blah. Is there anything about its history? The spell forms in the shape of an hourglass, filled with shifting sand. It can only be summoned by a Nighthaunt wizard and Nagash. The flying hourglass holds the power of life and death within it. Death within its, for that has domain over passage of time. Under the wizard's command, it can hasten time, make those affected by it closer to their doom by aging and withering them to bones. On the other hand, it can reverse time, giving those affected with it a temporal grace that can heal as if restoring them of their youth and vitality. Yeah, that's what it does. We'll look into the others in a second. Look at this beast. An hourglass that takes life, basically. Oh, I'm talking about the hourglass one. I think I read to you the wrong damn one. That's this one. The one I just read you is this one, Nicholas. Oh. But this one is called... Let's say... Vault of Souls. What does the Vault of Souls do? I want to look that up. Vault of Souls. A flying spell draws the life essence of those near it. This flying spell draws the life essence of those near it, draining them of their souls until they die. While in the realm of Shaiish, this spell range grows stronger, sucking souls from farther away than if it was summoned in the other realm. The spell is inherently greedy, and once it has sucked too many souls, captured spirit will make too much pressure on the chest and it will burst open, creating a powerful explosion of skull-shaped souls that tear those nearby in a desperation to escape. There you go. Yeah, yes. They do. Mimics loot you. But yeah, I wanted to do. I figured out, let me get some more painting done. Because I've been trying to make it so that on the weekends, I just do other things, and then on the weeknights, after work, I, I I spend my nights basically video editing or filming. Um, and I've been doing pretty well with that. So I'm trying to hold to it. I have a whole I have a whole video planned that I'm going to record on Monday night. And probably edit it maybe the following, and then I got a couple of stories I got to narrate for my other channel. Thinking of a theme that I want to hit for the next one. Figure out how I can get it to reach more people. Over time it will, I'm hoping. This channel, though, has been having a little more success with the viewership. That BTT video hit like 800 views today, so I'm like, all right, well, I kind of run with well, I'm gonna continue, obviously, pushing here, making content. So, figure out how I could make some compelling content. These live streams are just chill, chat with my friends, paint some models, get it done. Talk about them, talk about technique if people have questions. Or advice for me. If there's any freaking awesome painters out there that join, There's one thing that I always wanted to grab was an airbrush, but I don't got the setup for that. Even if I got one, I don't got the ventilation, Gotta get in the damn treasure chest. I should have not put it together. The back. How am I supposed to get hard to reach spaces? But that's okay. It's just a base coat. There we go. Looking slimy. With your stories, are they all OC or AI assisted? I dug the last one, the video, the horror about the theme. So I wish they were original content. I've been generating them through AI and then modifying them, like reading through them fully and then being like, all right, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, and then editing them. I'm not that talented to write, but I do love to read them. But I do, so I watch a lot, and Blake, thanks for watching. I do love, I love listening to horror narration on YouTube. I listen to a lot of guys like Mr. Nightmare, and a bunch of other narrators and videos, like where they show top 5 terrifying camping videos. Like those are my favorite. My wife and I watch them almost every damn night. Like we're crazy like that. We'll lay in bed and that's like relaxing to us to listen to, it's like this weird, cozy, relaxing feeling to lay there and listen to horror. I don't know why. So we do that. We always have. And one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna lay in bed. I put my earbuds in. She fell asleep. I was like, I may find like a good like fantasy narrator. So I went and I was browsing around on YouTube, and I was like, there are none. There are literally none. There was like maybe one that was AI, and the AI narrated it too, and I was like, I can't listen to AI narrate. I don't mind if the story's AI generated. I want to hear someone read it though. Like I don't want to listen to a freaking robot read it. Even if it's like a quality model. But that's what made me say, you know what? Maybe I should make one. Try it out. Because I was narrating the Lord of the Rings. I was reading the Lord of the Rings to my kids, and I was having a blast with it. So I was like, "All right, just make a channel, see what happens." These are drawings. You need a paper towel. Yeah. Oh, we'll get that later. Let's start dry brushing. Yeah, I do need a paper towel. 10 seconds, I'm getting a paper towel. Okay. Cool. I can go back. I appreciate that, man. Listen, if I could do it, I would. I would love to. I'm kind of a bad writer. I'm very indecisive. So when it comes to literature, I find that I'll write sentences, go back, delete them, and rewrite them, and rewrite them, and rewrite them. Well, one of the reasons, and to tie this into RPGs, man, one of the reasons why it was so liberating, like it was a giant weight off my shoulder when I discovered 4D roleplay, because before that you're sitting there trying to write books for people and that sucks. I had friends that were like competing with each other on their one shots, making their own like worlds, and it got really lame, and it got cringe, and I was just like, I gotta back out of this. Nope, not doing it anymore. And then once I found 4D, it was just like, hey, everybody's creating. You just got a setting, man. Everybody's using their imagination to grow the setting. That's the power of it. That's what made it so freaking awesome. Hello. Yeah, everyone should be. Everyone should be, man. Everyone should. Let's see, what am I gonna do here now? I think we're gonna take the scythe. What is a scythe lore? We didn't look this scythe lore up. Scythe lore. What's it even called? I didn't even put it in the book. Vault of Souls, Mortalis Terminexus, and Scythe, Endless Spell, AOS. Came in a box. Shyesh Reaper. There it is. There it is. The Shyesh Reaper. This soul-hungry spell will follow the wizard's command, flying through the air as it carves through its prey with an unstoppable force, slicing both body and soul with deathly touch as of its enchanted blade that can easily phase through armor and send mortals to the underworld. It's always hunting for souls, and without warning, change direction and attack a foe from an unexpected angle. The spell is summoned in Shaiish. The spell will move much faster across the battlefield. Cool. I'm gonna use that. I like that. Now we're gonna turn it into slime. Let's make it slimy. What do you say? It's funny, on my OBS, everything looks really like pretty high resolution. And then I watch the recording after, where I look at my phone and it looks like such potato. I hope you guys aren't watching potato. Here's what we're doing now. We're gonna dry brush on some yellow. That's gonna make it look like slime. Yeah, 100%, Nicholas. I think a lot of prep in RPGs is all, and I see this amongst friends and people I play with. It's always put in the wrong spots. So it's always focused in the wrong areas. It's always this bizarre focus on strange backstory elements that don't need to really be focused on. Like, let's focus on, and you know who said this? Shauner said this. Shauner said in one of his videos, I remember, and this resonated with me. I don't think about my character's backstory. I think about, you know, what he had for breakfast and what he did that week, what he wants to do this week, what he wants to do tonight, what he wants to do today. Those are the things that players should be prepping. And they don't. They think about a year down the line in their character's lore. Well, that's a problem because that character could easily die. But in modern D&D, they don't die. Nobody dies. Because it hurts the narrative. You kill a character, it hurts the narrative. I've been a victim to that as an early GM, where it's like, man, if I kill him right now, the night's going to be ruined. When I first started, felt terrible, never did that again. Started killing players whenever, and it was like crazy. And I've been in games where it was so obvious that I did not die because it would have hurt the narrative. Okay, catch this. I was brought back to life. Okay, so in the campaign I left, my paladin died in a fight. Failed all. It's D&D 5e. I failed all my death saving throws. So I'm dead. I'm sitting there, slightly in shock, but also contemplating a new character. I'm like, wow, what am I gonna? Maybe I'll make a ranger. And everybody hates rangers in 5e, but hey, I don't give a shit. I like to play weak shit. I don't need to play overpowered shit. Like, whatever it is. If I get to shoot arrows and role play that, it's fun. As that's happening, the players are start role playing with the NPC that killed me because he surrenders. I'm on the floor, I'm dead. And one of the other NPCs is dead that had critical information. The NPC turns around and he goes, wait. I'll bring your friend back. And I'm sitting there going, I hope he's not talking about me. I'll bring your friend back. The players decide they had to choose between bringing back the NPC with the critical information or me, their party member. I was like, get the other guy back. He's got information. My guy's dead. Let him be dead. But also, why does this guy have the spell Revivify? The GM just gave him Revivify. And to bring me back. Because I think he did not expect me to die. It was a horrible feeling. To die and then go through that like character death process in your head, like, oh man, I'm dead, like fuck. The character's literally gone. I've been thinking about this guy for a while now. He's been like a pivotal. He's been a character. You know, he's my character, and then he died, and then all right, he's dead now. Move on. I went through like this weird like, in a matter of like minutes, like the grieving process of like losing a character. And then it was all nullified. They've revivified me. And, okay, you can call me a bad player here, but I got so frustrated because I was the last straw with this DM that I went online and I looked up the NPC in the module, and this GM does not like to go off the module, and the freaking thing did not have Revivify. He gave it Revivify on the fly to bring me back to life. Because I had a feeling he did. Shame on me. I typically don't do that shit, but I was like already out the door in this campaign. I was like, this is it. Like, miss some chat. Most players go crazy on their backstories because that's the only time they have real agency over their portrayal. Yeah, 100%. 100%. The lamest part of the story time GMing is that absolutely wasted. It is. If you have passion for writing and fiction, it's completely wasted. I've experienced it, man. Like, I used to like go nuts. I used to go ham on trying to create this really impactful, powerful setting, world, session, and I used to try really hard to draw their attention in on that, and you think you have it sometimes, but it's a real thing where like you leave. GMs will. I've seen stuff on Reddit where people said, "Oh, I left my session tonight after I GM'd, and I can't help but feel depressed. I feel like I didn't deliver, blah 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 blah," and that's a real thing, and everybody goes through it, and that's why these dungeon tubers are like, they have jobs, because these guys then go online the next day and they're like, "Oh, what did I do wrong?" And it's like, top 5 ways to fix your campaign. Number 1, you want to make sure that you consider different factions in the NPC world and how those factions interact with your players. It's like, dude, really, you're fucking you're dancing around the issue, man. Once you start role playing, and everybody role plays, and every player at the table has a stake in it, and every player is contributing, and all that weight is lifted off the GM's shoulders, everything just works. Roleplay fixes everything, man. Roleplay fixes everything. That was What's up, Conway? You may word adventure. Not even death will release you from the clutches of this monster, a beast so vile that it will form the world around you just to see you react meaninglessly. The GM. Thunder and lightning. Yes. Yes, I need an Elgato thing so I can make like a sound effects for that. But like the story, the Bleak, yeah, like people get that out of their system by GMing. Like, oh, I want to read a story to someone, because it feels good to narrate a story to someone, to read a story to someone. It felt good. My freaking toddlers, I was reading them The Lord of the Rings, and it felt so good to sit there and read this beloved tale and my favorite story ever, my favorite trilogy ever, to my kids and act out the voices, and it just felt great, right? And then when I was GMing, it felt great to tell stories to people. But that's not what we're doing, because no one's having fun with that but the GM. And then the GM has fun while they're doing it, and then later on they're like, man, I don't think anybody gave a shit. Yeah, they didn't give a shit. So that's funny. When I made my narrating channel, I was like, okay, I could get that out of my system to tell people stories and not have to fucking waste players' time at the game table. You know? Yeah, it's so nice to share something you're passionate about. 100%. 100%. 100%. So, yeah, it's, yeah, this is looking slimy. What do you think? Are looking slimy? The other side. Gotta do that side now. These models have been in my closet for about a year. I finally built them. Did it all. You do have book report clubs where people read parts of the book to one another. Yeah, 100%. I never went to a book club, but the strength of the TTRG medium is the role play. Like tossing tons of salt on ice. Make it tastier. It's amazing that these GMs use dungeon mastering as their outlet to tell stories, where the players and the GM should all be telling the story. And it, when I discovered 4D roleplay, there was a point when I felt like I wasted all the money. I wasted a lot of money on all the modules that I own and I bought, and I was a little depressed about it. Like I was like, oh man, like I kind of wanted to run, and I've played Rime of the Frost Maiden like halfway through, but I wanted to run it, and I was like for people, and I was like, now it's like fuck that. But then I saw a Shaner video, and he was just like, how do I run modules? Well, I plop my players somewhere, or wherever they want to go in the module. I plop them in the world, and I use the module as a setting. And I'm like, man, that makes sense. Then I thought about it. I was like, holy shit! Like if I took Rime of the Frost Maiden, and I dropped players into Rime of the Frost Maiden and said, and it was just fucking go, that could be a killer experience. I thought about the same thing with the WoW TTRPG. Dropping people into Azeroth and just have at it, man. Like, and then if they speak to any NPCs that do have, hooks that are built into the module, hey, they uncover hooks that are built into the module. Great. Whether they want to pursue them or not, that's fine. They're going to 4D it, they're going to create their own path. Actual game field script writing tabletops out there. Gamified script writing tabletops out there. And I'm not even being condescending. Yeah. It's all cringe as shit. Me and my closest friend, we were playing, and we were making our own one-shots, and in some sense, like, me and him and one other person were like all kind of alternating, right? On I do a one shot this week, he does a one shot 2 weeks from now, and like we'd all go hard in writing stories to try and impress each other, and it got really cringe. And then I sent a link to like Shaner and Crispy. I sent a link of Shaner and Crispy to him, and I was like, dude, you gotta check this out. We gotta stop what we're doing. This is freaking lame. He watched it, he went through it all, and he's like, dude, what are we doing? And he's in the Discord as well now. He joined, but he was just like, "Dude, what have we been doing? I feel horrible." And I'm like, "We change. We must change now. So we can't keep doing this. It's over." And the rest is history. So, we were telling stories to one another and competing. It was the lamest shit ever, man. What have we done? That we looked at it like that. It was like, oh my god, what have we done? What have we done? It was so lame. And then we looked back on like our stories. So like, okay, here's another thing too. Like, out of all the one shots that we alternated, there was one that it stands out because we did one after we learned about 4D, and I was 4Ding it with another person who was the GM that I left his game recently. He was a player in this, and him and I were role playing, and I stayed in character the whole time. I didn't talk about anything, goof off. Even my other friend, the other GM, he stayed in character too. He only came out to talk about mechanics, which was whatever. I don't like it. I prefer to try and avoid it. He had to talk about mechanics. But it was a memorable ending because we ended up killing the other player in the group because he opened up like this sarcophagus and inhaled a black fume and all of a sudden became possessed by something we didn't know what it was. So we decided we had to put him down in this tomb. So we killed him in the tomb, and we run. He dies, and then his body like turns to ash on the floor. So we like, all right, I think we did the right thing. And then we like run out of the freaking mine. We get up out of the mine. We get to our horses. We ride back to town. The town is in flames. Like it was hit by a raid, and then we ended. And I was like, that was cinematic. That felt good. And we were 4D in it. Like we were 4D. It felt fucking great. So I took this story. I typed up everything that happened in our session, and I popped it into ChatGPT, and I said, write me a novella. Wrote a novella. I tweaked it a bit, and I was like, I want to try and narrate this on my other channel. It didn't work. Because what happens in an RPG does not translate well to a fucking story. I was trying to narrate it, and I kept deleting it and deleting it and deleting it. I was like, this sounds terrible. What am I doing? So I told my buddy, and he's like, oh, come on, we got to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not narrating this. It's like, it's not cool. It's not fun. It's actually pretty cringe. I feel like I'm narrating, like, the events that transpired in a session, and that's lame. Modules, I missed a lot. Sorry, guys. Modules are actual play notes, extended play. Players should read them at the end. Book. Yeah. They usually are reading it from a book. Pickles I did a video essay on roleplay for the Brazilian Matthew Mercer. And we got pleasantly surprised their game is based on COC. Castles and Crusades? No. What is, not and. Oh, what is COC? I guess Shauna was right. COC players can RP. Call of Cthulhu! Thank you. I still haven't played it. I've watched many games. I've played the board game, Death May Die. That was a blast. That was awesome. Really good time. And I watched many sessions that I did not like, except Rick, I think it was Rick, Max, and Crispies. That one was freaking awesome. Clash of Clans, yeah, there you go. Crispies was fantastic. I loved it. I'm excited to see them do another one, like a follow-up. I'm a sucker for dungeons. I'm a sucker for dungeon crawls. I tend to stick to fantasy role-playing. I stepped out of my norm when I did VTM, and I had a blast. I loved it, every second of it. But fantasy's my jam. It always is. And I would definitely return for another of VTM. But one of the things that I've been really thinking about was doing a legitimate, even a module dungeon crawl, specifically. And I don't know if it'll work, but I'd love to. And I've talked to people about Theater of the Minding, Tomb of Horrors, and everybody's like, it can't be done. You need maps and grids and minis. And I'm like, you guys suck. I want to tackle Tomb of Horrors in fucking 4D and just see if it can be done. It can be done. I'm sure it can be done. You may not do it. It might just be a session where guys go through a couple of freaking corridors and die. That's impactful, fun, and probably awesome to listen to, and also be in if you're the player. Listen to as in the audience on YouTube. But as far as the players, that's got to be fucking awesome, especially if you're 4D in it. These haven't fully dried yet. So anyway, yeah, this nice and slimy, I'd say. Yeah, I like it. I dig it. I'm good with it. These have they haven't really fully dried yet. Liminal spaces. I missed some stuff. offsetting in a good way, like horror. Playing the cycles to go through 2 more horrors would be a blessing. Yeah, yeah, it would. I would be very excited to do that. I've never played Tomb of Horrors. I have read a good portion of it because I was going to run it for people. I don't remember the puzzles, so I could totally play it if somebody was going to 4D it for me. But, hell yeah. I mean, Tomb of Horrors is just... I have a fascination with, like OG. The OG shit. The old stuff. All the old modules and the old styles of play and... Yeah, they did story time back in the day, but I recently... I watched a, You know who had it? What the heck's his name? That GM. I posted him the other day in the Discord. The old guy who does Castle Blackmore. Fuck's his name? Anyway, it'll come to me. He did a video on the history of like Castle Blackmore and Dave and Arneson, and it was old footage from like the late 80s, early 90s of people playing. And they were not playing board game story time like we play today. Now, these might have been like isolated incidents, isolated, recordings. My music stopped. But they were almost like heavily in character the whole time, which was really refreshing to see. Like that back in the late 80s, they were doing that, I'm an Sire Sphinx. I think I said that right. What's going on, man? Good God, I am touching up my 40k orcs and redoing the bases. So, that's awesome. I wish I had some orcs for my Age of Sigmar. I'm doing Age of Sigmar here, but I just touched up / repainted my entire Nighthaunt army. Finished last night and finally built these endless spells that I'm going to be doing now. So, welcome. Welcome. Get those, keep on touching up, man. Gotta keep going. It's easy to put it down and put it on freaking way too long of a back burner. I should not have wet that dry brush. Where are we? Six units of 20. Man, that's a big army. What are you playing, like 3,000 points? 40k, I play Age of Sigmar. The point system in 40k, is it similar to Age of Sigmar? Like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000? I didn't do enough coverage of this. Damn. $1K, $2K, $3K? Nice. Yeah, I have 3 armies and they're all 2,000 points roughly right now, fully painted and built. I've got Fire Slayers, Nighthaunt, Stormcast Eternals, 2,000 points roughly each. I have a box, the recent Skaventide box that released. So I have Skaven unbuilt, unpainted. I will be getting to them eventually. I think the Skaven are about 15, no, they're like 1,100, 1,200 points. And I think the Stormcast in there are about close to the same. If I build those Stormcasts, I'd have like a 3,000 point army of Stormcast, which is nice. But I will eventually. Okay, okay. Yeah, when I play, I don't go to game shops. I got a game room here that I'm sitting in now, where I have like a put a lot of time into my terrain. I do more terrain than I do models, but uh, and we end up we don't we play by the rules, but I think as far as board size and all that goes, we kind of get a little lenient. I think they shrunk the board in the recent edition, 4th edition, which I have the book. I haven't read it yet. I need to, because I'm going to be playing on Wednesday, and I might end up using 4th edition rules. But, let's see. What's up here? Yo. Cool. That's good. Nice. Alright. More yellow. More yellow. Looking slimy-ish, I think. Looking alright. Looking right. Looking alright. So the Scaventide box has... My buddy told me yesterday, because I didn't do the math on it. I just bought the box. I pre-ordered it, got it, never. It's been sitting on the corner of my room here. I think he told me like 1,200. They're more than the Stormcast in the box. The Stormcast is just over 1,000, I know. Which is a nice size for a starter box. I mean, that box was like 260. The first box I ever bought was the Soul Wars box, and those were... I think the Night Haunt was about 980, and the Stormcast was like 650, 700, which was like so weird that they did it that way. That whole box got axed in the recent edition. It's all in Warhammer Legends now. I could play them like homebrew, which I do, but if I went to a tournament, I couldn't play a lot of the models, which I don't do anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, they axed all this, basically 90% of the Stormcast in the Soul Wars box, which was a problem for me for a bit. I was very disappointed by it. Got really pissed. Almost put down Warhammer. And then I gave it some thought, and I was like, I play at home. I don't go to freaking game shops. What does it matter? Where's my shit? One second. All right. Back at it. Yeah, I'm excited to build a Skaven Cybox because, and I have a lot of backlog on my Nighthaunt because they're kind of my main. I have a Lady Olinda that I'm gonna build and paint soon. I got some Grimgas Reapers that need to be built and painted. They are. I only have 4 built because Soul Wars did not finish unit sizes. They had like they were short models in their unit size. Kind of weird. But I guess that's normal in a lot of box sets. But finally getting these endless spells done though. Like I had these sitting aside, and I recently played. And I was playing against my Fireslayer army, which has Magmic Invocations, which are some cool prayer spells that you drop on the table with priests. And I was like, man, I got these endless spells. I haven't built them. I haven't painted them. So getting them done now. I'm gonna play on Wednesday, and these will be ready for the table on Wednesday. I'd say. Yeah, these are easy to get done. You can get these things done fast. Why not? I'll make sure during the week I get some things. Got a few recordings I gotta do, but I'll get them done in between. Freaking touch up here. Spill this. Crazy how like when you put these washes on, this Hexwraith Flame, sometimes you think you got a perfect coat and then it dries. And there's areas that it just like the primer expelled out of the area. It's like perfect white on the primer. Now the obvious answer is to use black primer, but I wanted a really bright color scheme, so the white helps it pop, especially these colors. I mean, I'd have to obviously paint it white to make it even get to this, so yeah, makes sense. Black, yeah, paint it white. But if it was black, that is. That one, I'm happy with that. Next, this is dry, good. Need a ball bearing. That up. All right. In we go, in we go. Enough on here? I think so, I think so. Need a better dry brush. It's one of my wife's makeup brushes. Works fine, but it's been using it for years now. I think it's pretty toast. Going along. Going along. Oh, man. This is still slightly wet. Those recesses, but we're going over it anyway because I'm impatient. Get some of that out of there. That. Put this on, it's getting like sticky in my hands. Okay, there we go. No. Getting inside this chest a bitch, but I don't like to paint shit unbuilt. I know some people like to repaint things and then piece it together if it's like, oh, I'm not going to get to a certain area here, it'd be easier to paint this before it's built. I don't know. Not my thing. We just go at it once it's built. I think a lot of dry brushers do that shit. They put together some amazing pieces, that's for sure. Airbrushers, not dry brushers, Jesus. Airbrushers. Have it. Coming along okay. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. So. Like jam my paintbrush inside this chest to get the backside. But that's alright. We're just putting me to sleep. Fantasy shit. What else we got? Oh, Bruce just why not? Fuck it. Okay. Go. Why not? Let's see here. I gotta get inside this skull's freaking jaw. I'll just hit it with some green. Trying to get those raised edges with some yellow. Looks sick. I like that. I like that. It's gotta be re-glued now. But okay. Getting behind that's gonna be impossible. I might end up just pulling these pieces out and re-gluing them in. This is already loose, so. Yeah, whatever. A little bit of green in there. Whoa. Whoa. Finish music either. What else we got? Let's do some of this again. Why not? Fuck it. More green inside those areas that are unaffected. Yeah, it looks good. Good enough, good enough. Touch it up as I go. Try. Kind of want to do a little bit of work on. Oh, that's brush stroke right down his face. Better if that dry. Alright. Next. How do I want to do the Reaper? I'll have to go this guy. Um. All right, let's see. Oh, what are we gonna do? I'm just gonna go with Lead Belcher and then see how it comes out. Fuck it. I don't need you. Don't need you. Back on the wall. Let's do. Wait, I'll use the holder. Big the freaking man. Little out. Figured I'll hit this with like Lead Belcher. Hit it with a Nuln Oil. Take some Balthazar Gold or something, make it look rusted. I don't know. I have some rust paint too. I could use. Right now it just looks boring as crap. I'll work at it, make it look pretty. Nicholas, you still out there? Blake. Losing flubber does go hard. Rusty scythe. I'm gonna make it rusty, I think. Gotta be rusty, why not? Why would it be clean? I don't know. Just came out of the grave, I feel like, you know? Scythe, rusty flippin' scythe. Grave. That's right. Yeah, it's a spell. It's an endless spell. It is a spell. But I need to paint more wizards to be able to cast. I think I've only got like one right now made. I know I have one, but I don't know if I have more than one. It's a cool model. Kind of dig it. Freaking the spectral scythe. painting chain can be so annoying sometimes because there's so many recesses. And you're like turning and you're missing areas. Oh yeah, Blake. What are you thinking? Fantasy? Horror? Sci-fi? It's a lot of fun to do. The editing is super easy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, some people, I don't know how this would work with copyright, but I was looking at, I was just going through the Age of Sigmar book and I was reading a lot of the lore. Those books are mostly lore. The core rule books, and there's so much content there that you could just narrate on a channel if you didn't get hit with copyright. I don't know if you would. But you could just, you know, read basically a lore dump on whatever. You know, go through various chapters of the realms or whatever. I don't know. People eat up 40K, that's for sure too. If you did 40K, the viewership on 40K is insane. I couldn't believe how crazy it is, how popular it is on YouTube. But going into like real myths, legends, and stories based on that, that's exciting. Water on. Yeah, that's fine actually. That's okay. Yeah, right. Exactly. Most people probably haven't even read those pages in the core rulebook. They'll be like, "Well, where's this? This is cool lore." Oh, I'm just reading from the core rulebook. How'd this guy find this out? Just read the book. Just read it. It's all there. Hands can read, yes. Yup. Hell yeah. Like doing Agrax Earthshade. Dirty old scythe. Yes. Or I'm gonna try that. Fuck it. You could always did. Different here. I don't like that blue. I'm going with it. What's up, Mike? Get those brushes out, man. Go paint, man. Gotta keep at it. Gotta keep at it. Easy to put down. But if you keep doing it, you have a ton of models painted. You paint the Age of Sigmar, Mike? Are you doing 40K? What do you got? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Go 40K guy. Awesome. Yeah, I will inevitably get into 40K. I have a lot of friends that have 40K armies and they play, and now they're getting into Sigmar because I've always played Sigmar. But they always ask me what I'm gonna play when I make a 40K, and I haven't fully decided yet. So this is for Night Haunt. It's an endless spell. I mean, it can be used for anything, but it's an endless spell for my Night Haunt army. I've got a Night Haunt army, which is the Death faction. I've got Fire Slayers on the order, and I've got Stormcast Eternals, which are basically Space Marines of the new fantasy. But these are spells to be cast by wizards. AOS is cool. When I first got it, I was disappointed because I was like, shit, like I came from like Warhammer Fantasy, the video games, like not the actual tabletops. I was playing the MMO, and when I got into this, I was like thinking it was gonna be that, and then I realized, oh, they nuked the world and made it like post-apocalyptic God Wars kind of stuff. And at first I was a little disappointed, and then the more I got into it, I was like, okay, this is really cool. I dig this. The wallet for both, I get it. Shit's expensive. It's expensive, man. Oh, the Middle Earth I always wanted to play. I heard that was the best system they've made. I heard it was, their Lord of the Rings set was awesome. People rave about it. Alright, so that's good there. Get some brown on here now. This brush is shot. Time to buy new brushes. Nice. Yeah, I wanted to pick up the box for a Battle of Pelennor Fields, but then I have so much commitment into Sigmar that I think the only thing I'm willing to do is 40K, because I know so many people with 40K armies. Nobody I know has Middle Earth stuff. So I'd end up just getting the 40k army because at least I have people to play with. When I got into Sigmar, I bought all the armies myself and just made like I have 3 painted armies at over 1,000 points, like close to 2,000 points. So that when people come over, I could just teach them the game and they could pick up an army and play. You know. My models just we spent a long time painting the elves. I would love to paint elves in Lord of the Rings. What were they? Lothlorien, your elves? I think that was the faction from that game. I don't think you had Mirkwood elves yet, right? I think that's the Hobbit edition they have. Yeah, they do. They do. Most people play 40k, obviously. Which is cool. 40k is awesome. I'm just a fantasy nut, so I tend to lean towards fantasy. My music died. My music died. Avari. A set piece. So it came with these 2 other endless spells, and they are each worth 50 points. So I could choose. I don't have to play them all. I could just play one of these. I don't have to play all of them. This is an item on its own. Kind of moves around the battlefield and like chases units basically. So it can be ran on its own. So it's its own individual unit spell. Age of Sigmar. This is AOS, yep. This is AOS. And I will be using it in my Night Haunt army. That brown looks terrible right now. I can't wait to like hit it with a wash and dry brush it. It looks so flat. You know, it did that to me too. You know, growing up, when I was a kid, I used to draw so much and paint in school. I mean, I did a lot of like fine art painting, and then went to college for art. That didn't work out, kind of graphic design, but wound up going in a different direction. But when I got into this, it did awaken that passion I used to have when I was a kid, which was nice. And made it all worth it. Oh, that sucks. I had a good art teacher, maybe a little too good. She was pushing me to go to art school, and I did, and that was a mistake. Very expensive mistake. I need like a friggin' cushion. That'll do. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. How long you been doing it? You know, a lot of fine arts teachers are like that. I learned that, especially in art school. Fine arts teachers are very critical, and in some sense, it's good. You gotta learn how to take criticism for your work, especially if you're gonna do it as a for a career. But it does suck to hear it. You know, nobody likes their baby called ugly. You know, I get it. Yeah, this cushion. I didn't even think about it. I use this when I game on my keyboard and my mouse, and I had it on the floor under my desk. This is a good idea. That's pretty nice. Nice and cozy. I think I've had enough Zelda tonight. What else we got? What do we have? What do we have? Oh, how much Zelda and chill did I put on? My god. Through, how about... I like this. Yeah, no, everybody goes through it, man. Can I do anything? Should I be doing this? Am I wasting my time? I know. It's not fun. But you just reevaluate, reset your thoughts. It all works out. No, no goggles. I've seen people do that. I had I had LASIK done like 10 years ago, so I could see pretty well. I could see pretty well. Hey, thanks for subbing, dude. I just saw the notification, man. Appreciate it. No goggles though. I've thought about it just to see, like, but I typically can see pretty well when I'm painting. If anything, like, I struggle with, my hand's pretty steady, but there are times when it's not. It's more steady now. I used to like drink a lot of caffeine, and I used to tremble. My hands used to tremble a little bit, and I cut back on the caffeine almost like entirely. So my hands are far more steady now, which is really nice. And I don't really consume caffeine much anymore. Oh, I could see it doing that, yeah. It's probably like looking like having VR goggles on all night painting. I'd like to try them though. I'm curious, like, if it would help me. Like, maybe I'd be faster on these edges right now because I'm going super slow, trying not to screw up the shit I just did around here. I don't know. I don't know if it would make it faster, because it's. But then again, I have to like re-gauge how fast I'm moving because I'm zoomed in, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I've looked them up on Amazon. They're not expensive. So I was like, maybe I grab a pair one time. Big Bad, you're up still, bro? We're going. Look, we're doing the scythe, man. We're doing the scythe tonight. Oh, just your regular glasses. I thought you were talking about those magnifying glasses that people use for miniature painting too, because I've looked into those, and I was like, I wonder if that would help. I used to wear glasses, not anymore. I'm sure I'll have to wear them again, probably soon. My eyes were done a while ago, so I'm sure they'll start to degrade soon enough. Yeah, man, it's late. I want to finish this model, at least the main portion, and then go to bed. Thanks, bro. I built it tonight, primed it tonight, and I want to try and finish it tonight. That'd be kind of nice. I mean, finish at least the model itself, because I want to do a nice base on this. I'm gonna build up the base with some like gravel effects. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I wanted to go for like a super slimy green on this army. The whole army is like this. They're all bright green, ectoplasmy. Big Bad, you get a lot of V Rising in tonight? Yeah, you cast it, and it basically can move around. Here, I had the thing here. So it can, like, in its turn, move and then change directions to, I guess, to throw off the opponent. So it basically moves around the battlefield, slashing units. And I think it has, because I haven't used it yet, but I believe it has more freedom in the movement phases than most units have. It's supposed to be like unpredictable is my understanding of this model, which is going to be fun. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's gonna be fun to use. I'll probably test it out on Wednesday. If I can get the spell off, that is, when I play. And if I do, I'm gonna record the game and edit it and do like a action battle report kinda. And I'll post it up on the channel so you can see it. I did that with the last game I played. And I'm like gonna record my games from now on, edit the footage, and try and make it cinematic if I can as I do better. Back to the content grind, dude. Good for you, man. I'm excited to see what you got coming out, man. Mike, if you like RPGs and play RPGs, go check out Big Bad RPG. He's got some great and funny ass content on his channel. I'm curious what you're gonna tackle next, dude. I gotta get like a better chair or something. My back always kills me when I paint because I'm like hunched over on this freaking desk. Maybe if I lower my sheet, maybe, I don't know. It's pretty much at its lowest. Great. Yeah, dude. What are you in the mood for? I know you like sci-fi, right? So I'd be down to do some sci-fi. You know, Traveler. I mean, have you played Traveler? I'm sure you have. I don't know if you played in any of the games on the channels. I've watched a couple of Traveler games. I would do Traveler. I would try Traveler. Yeah, so I got into RPGs with D&D, but then I expanded quickly to do other games, other systems, and focusing on the roleplay of the game more than the board game aspect of the game, because nowadays a lot of people tend to board game RPGs, which is kind of a lackluster experience. We do these RPGs so that we can escape from our everyday lives and be something else. And that's why leaning into the roleplay is so important. They have every type of Warhammer RPG. They do, and I own them. I have the Soulbound books for Age of Sigmar. Not all of them. I have the Soulbound books for Age of Sigmar, and I have a 40k book that was lent to me. Yeah, the Soulbound books are cool. All right. That's a big model. Oh, that's a shame. It was like Shauner's favorite, wasn't it, Traveler? I think he liked the system, right? The system was his jam. Always like when a game is good enough. You're utterly enthralled in it. Yes. Which I would say, yeah, don't start with D&D. And if you do, you've really got to make sure that the group has a focus on the roleplay, and a lot of the crunchy mechanics of D&D needs to kind of be tossed out the window or modified, because it's designed around board gaming and being very video game like. You could change that though. You know, that's the most amazing thing about TTRPGs is you could just do whatever you want. So keep that in mind too. So if D&D is what you want to try, go at it and prioritize the roleplay. That's how you're going to be enthralled in it. You know? Some rules just don't work. Modify them. Throw them out. That's okay. Okay. Do Earthshade on this. Or do more blue. What do I do now? I think I'll do some Agrax Earthshade on this. Yes, D&D low level is a blast, actually. I like low level D&D. I really do. And you know what, Mike? If you want to get into D&D, this is weird. I'd recommend you buy Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark is D&D Light, and it's got all the good stuff all the stuff you want, and some modified rules that are in favor of roleplay. So, look at the Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark is great. They got a free-form combat mode where you're just not rolling initiative, which I love. They got some tense mechanics around darkness and torchlight. Great game. The Shadow Dark art is awesome, and the cover of the book is really cool. This was like an old magical tome. It's fairly new. This girl Kelsey Dion, she was a game designer, her own indie stuff. She made this a number of years ago, and it's been wildly successful, and all for the right reasons. All for the right reasons. That's important in this freaking hobby. But yeah, Shadow Dog is Dungeons and Dragons based. It's a rules light version of it in some sense. Which you want in a lot of ways. I mean, you can play games with a ton of rules, but it's easy, especially as a new player, it's easier to get into games that are rules light. If you've never done it before, I'd say that's probably a smart move. Learn the mechanics, focus on the role play, and immerse yourselves. Live in another world for a night. That is the magic right there. Alright, that looks good. Oh, shit. I'm definitely gonna have to edge highlight this blade or something. Or not, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Looks like their project was a hit on Kickstarter. It was. It was a hit. That's how she got super famous on it. Their thing. It's imagination. Power of the imagination, man. Pick up the book and figure out the mechanics, and then just understand, like, you want to keep roleplay in the forefront, you know. You're gonna see a lot of stuff online, you know, Critical Role and a lot of dungeon YouTubers that play it like a board game, and that is not a rewarding way to play. So I got some videos in my channel of live plays. You can see how we kind of hyper immerse ourselves. We don't ask questions to the dungeon master. The GM is even playing alongside with us with NPCs in some sense. You know, they're not just sitting at the head of the table ushering out, you know, putting out rules and commands to the players. It's a collaborative, you know, game, right? But yeah, I have some live plays. Big Bad, you might have some on yours, he might have some on his. And then I would say check out Table Runner Crispy. He's got tons of highly immersive, we call it 4D roleplay, roleplaying in the fourth dimension, so 3D and 4D roleplay. Table Runner Crispy, look him up. He's got some awesome games. That'll give you an idea of how a quality game really kind of plays out. Because you can look up a lot of games on the internet and you're not going to see that same level of quality of a game. But yeah, Table Runner Crispy, Big Bad RPG. Check out some videos on my channel. I have a few live plays posted right now. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would say watch some quality games and figure out the rules for whatever system you're going to use, and just apply the way you see these players play into your games, and you'll have a great time, I would say. Which is a primary focus on roleplay. Yeah, I could do a little edge highlighting here. Where the frick is that? Mechanicus. What was this? Yeah, standard gray. Yeah, man, appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping in. I don't know if you're heading out, but happy to answer any questions. And about this, about role playing. It's kind of what my channel's about lately. It's TTRPGs, wargaming, and video games on the downtime. You know. Yeah, dude, definitely do it. I'm starting to find that if I go live when I paint, I get more done. Because it's people to talk to. I can go hop into someone's Discord, but I do that and then I end up playing a video game instead. And this paint is shot. Ironbreaker. All my paints, a lot of my paints, I have a lot of freaking Citadel paint, is starting to get old. Yeah, that, or one of my favorite things to do when I paint, I think what got me going a while was, what got me painting a lot early on was audiobooks. I was actually listening to the Age of Sigmar audiobooks like 6 months ago when I was doing more painting. Citadel's my favorite, yeah. I've used, you know, Vallejo and Army Painter and Reaper, and Citadel just feels the best. Citadel seems to do the best coats. Yeah, I love Citadel. Definitely like Citadel. Do what I'm not very good at, edge highlighting. don't be shy to use a wash. Washes are the greatest hack for traditional painters. You could see a lot of beautiful work online with oh my god. Airbrushing. The airbrush painters are insane. They're amazing. Now I know they do washes too and stuff after the fact, but one of the best techniques is washes. It just brings all the depth in. Yeah, what I tend to do is thank you. I tend to do all my base coats, and then I just apply my washes, and it looks like crap up until that point. As soon as you get the washes down, it starts to all come together because all those recesses it creates so much depth. So washes are huge for the depth. I mean, I have friends who paint and they're afraid to use washes, and all their models, they look so flat and bland because there's no depth in them. Washes are gonna help you achieve that. And if you screw up, you can always go over it again. Don't worry about it. It's often never a one-shot thing. A little rust in there, maybe I should. I don't know. I wish. No, I do not. I wanted to get into it. I don't really have the setup for it. My game room is like packed with, my wargaming table, my painting table is here, my computer is here. It's just, there's no room for it, the whole setup. I don't have a big enough desk for it. One day I'll hopefully get into it. Yeah, it's a game changer. It's so simple. I can understand people being afraid to do it. And I would say go on eBay, go to a game store, whatever it is, buy an old shitty model, whatever. If you've never done it, paint the model and then just douse it in a wash. And just watch what happens. Something that you're not afraid to screw up, because it's like whatever, it's not like it's like my main army, I'm painting stuff, I'm learning, and I don't want to screw it up. That's always like the argument I hear is they're afraid to ruin the model with the wash. Just freaking test it on something you don't give a shit about, and you're going to be amazed. And even if you do it on the shit that you do care about, it's not going to get screwed up. And if it does get screwed up, you just repaint it. I love washes. Washes has upped my confidence in painting models, like, tremendously. Like, I know that if something looks like shit, I can just throw a wash over it and it'll look better. And then I can hit it with a little dry brushing and it's like, cool, it looks freaking great now. So... Yes. You would do your wash, and it's going to mute all the color, depending on what you do. You might do different washes. Like on this model, so for example, on this model, the green itself is a wash. I prime the whole thing white, and I use this. Then I went over it and I dry brushed after it dried with yellow to get this glow effect. On the blade, I just used lead belcher, which is a metallic silver, and then hit it with this bluish green shade wash, and that created all this blotching of blue and the edges here, the little depth around the skulls. Before that, you could not see the shadows in the skull's eyes. As soon as I dropped the wash in, that all came to life. Did the same thing on the chains. Then I used a darker brownish shade here, which is another wash. I used that on my brown that I already put down here, and it darkened the brown. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lightish brown here that I got, and I'm going to try and lightly dry brush the wood on the handle so that it pops a little bit, and hopefully it works. I think it'll be fine. I don't want to put too much on here. I want it to be super light because I don't want it to be far too basically like trying to get as much off this brush as I can right now, and hit it nice and gentle to see what I can get, all those raised edges on the wood grain. Is working right now, but yeah, do your wash, let it mute all the colors, let it fill those recesses you want it to fill, and then hit it with that dry brush. You put a red wash for your Ham army, and they're basically all red for their armor. Well, there you go, yeah. Yeah, because that red is going to create all that depth in those recesses, man. It just looks so good. It depends on the model. In this case, I put it on everything. Because sometimes you want to use different toned washes on different areas of armor, right? Maybe you've got a cloak that you want to use a dark blue over. Say you have a blue cloak, you want to use like a dark blue wash. That's gonna enhance the blue, mute it a bit, but also the recesses are gonna have a blue tone, which is gonna make it more believable that the depth is it's gonna make the depth more believable. And then maybe the tabard is red. You don't want to use blue on the tabard. You're gonna use probably a red shade, right? So unless it's a model where the whole model is similar color scheme, or maybe, for example, I have some up here. They look like crap though, but I have some D&D minis here. This one looks like shit, actually. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's kind of shiny for some reason, but I never dry brushed it. But this one I did, it's a skeleton, and I was just like, alright, I did everything. I did his blue, I did his bone, I did the metallics for his armor and his weapon, and I just took like this one brown wash and I just went over the whole thing, just to get it all to look grimy, you know. You know, here's a good example. Maybe this is a D&D mini as well. This one here, I did use the same tone. I used like a reddish hue wash on this one across the board, even on the white, just to get a little more of a believable cloth look. Not the best models, but it was fun. But yeah, it depends on the model. Depends on what you're looking to achieve, you know. My old red wash grab. Beautiful. Money brown. Balthazar gold. Balthazar gold. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little gold on these, or a dark gold. Now we're just gonna, I'm gonna dry brush this gold on here. Balthazar gold, see what it looks like. I think I kind of like that. It's hard to see in the camera, but it looks pretty. Adds a little variation to the metallic colors. Maybe it's some rust. Maybe it's just the way the light's hitting the chain. Kind of like that. It looks nice. Yeah, that works. That works out. That works out nice. Adds a little more believable sheen to the metal. More. Yeah, I'm pretty much dry brushing this on the metallic paint. Kind of filling in those areas that didn't go blue with a little bit of gold. And looking pretty sick. Kind of like that. I kind of do. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too much. Little gold blotches on the backside here. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Makes me want to go back and repaint some of the armor I did on some models yesterday. I might just do this scheme. Silver. Hit it with a blue wash. Then dry brush it again. Or then dry brush it again with some dark deep gold. And that adds a sick effect. It looks so good, actually. I'm so happy with this right now. I am very happy with how this is coming out. You could see it in the camera there, maybe. All that gold. I'm not happy with the wood, though. Maybe it needs a little more highlight or something. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's just not what I want. That's one thing I've yet to really figure out, is how to get wood to look good. Maybe I'll watch some YouTube videos on it. It makes the edges of the chains pop. Yeah, I like that. Instead of edge highlighting it, which I did already, which didn't really do the job I hoped it would, hitting it with this blotch of Balthazar gold on top of the... just looked so nice. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I am happy with that. Oh, I do have to get underneath it. I didn't even see that shit. Hit it with the wash real fast. There we go. I think that's my new favorite method to do the metallics on this army. I dig that. Base Retributor Armor Gold, I really like it from Citadel. My entire Stormcast is in Retributor Gold. They are, here, I'll get one for you. Ow. Oh, there. These guys. My first army. Yeah, it's a beautiful paint. I think it's one of their like most popular pots, I think. See, get a picture of my thing before I wrap it up. There we go. Oh, but yeah. Oh, that was good. I got that done. Now I can move on to the next pieces, but yeah, man. I think I'm going to crash because I'm exhausted. It's 1:15 now. But hey, Mike, thanks for hanging out. Good to talk to you. Hope you come back. Go check out Shadow Dark. Get some painting done, and I'm definitely gonna. You'll see me streaming some more here. I find when I go live for painting, I get so much more done, and I can talk to people, give advice, get advice. It's nice. So. But yeah, so anybody else who's out there, thanks for stopping in. Bleak, thanks for hanging in, man. Good vibes. Thanks for staying. Anybody else? Nick, if you're still there. Big Bad, if you're still there. We'll talk to you guys on the other side. Everybody have